Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here once again at clearly what is our favorite slot card track ever. And we are going to be talking about an often requested topic here and a very important detail that a lot of you have noticed in our last update video. It is these little fans and these workmen over here all around the track and in the stands. Now we're going to talk about not only, painting them, but the importance of shading and shaping. So, let's get to it. Let's go find Uncle Jim and see what he has to say about this.
I had mentioned this this tube that held my cameras that were still left to go on there. I got 9 cameras left to go on.
Right.
So I took one down. I took the liberty of taking one down to show you the camera itself. I think you saw. Did you guys get a close up of that camera?
Oh yeah, we got right in there.
Okay, so this guy started life as this. This is my one and only camera that I had from when I was a kid. You notice I sort of modernized it, Ryan?
Yes.
I put a stouter base on it, and with a stud coming out the bottom so I could drill a hole and put it in.
Right.
And of course the wires for the LED at the top.
Exactly, yeah.
That lights up. I made a mold. Actually, my friend Sam made a mold for me. I want to show it to you. That was this guy right here. Whoopsie daisy. This goes together. It's a silicone mold. And the camera came out of it much like this. It didn't have this. We had to put a steel rod on that part. Actually, you know what that is? That's not steel. That's a 4th of July sparkler wire.
Oh.
Coming out the bottom. Remember we said we should save those?
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a use for them right there.
Right. They're soft. So that took the place of this plastic one, which was too delicate to mold.
Right.
So this came out of the mold like this. The bottom is open.
Yeah.
And that's an air passage. And as Sam explained it to me, you drop the epoxy down into it, and when it pours out here, you've got all the bubbles out of it. Right. And I swing it around to try to get the bubbles out. And when I open it up, it certainly does not look like this.
No.
It looks like a mess. And it's a lot of work to clean up, but the finished product is worth it. So I've got 9 of these, and I got 9 cameramen that I've got to paint. So today, I thought what I'd do is show you how I prep those characters for paint after they come out of the mold, and how I shade them.
All right, let's go take a look then.
They take a while.
All right.
Come on over to the bench. Okay, so this is another mold.
Right.
And can you get that there? And inside of it, when we break it apart, is this dude right here. And this is one of the better ones, to be honest with you. So I've got to clean up the flash and all the stuff that's left off of them. And this is the way I do it. Now, what I'm doing here is just getting off the rough stuff. I still got to go back and file it and actually carve it into submission to make it look like it's supposed to look.
Right.
You can't have this thing hanging off the back of his head like Frankenstein.
Right.
So that's why I've told you a lot of times, yeah, I painted 100 people, but I also had to clean up 100 people, So, and these are the mistakes that can happen in a mold like this. If we talked about mixing the resins 50-50 and doing a good job at that.
Right.
Someone wrote in, I think it was Chris, wrote in and said, if you get a scale and you weigh your first cup of resin and you see that it's ½ ounce,
right,
then you add enough hardener till you get a full ounce. And so I've got to get one of those. Otherwise, Ryan, we end up with jelly guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, these are the failures right here. The guys that did not harden because the mixture was not perfect.
It's a bad batch.
But even still, even though they harden, there's still a lot of work to be done to these guys.
Yeah.
And this batch right here has yet to be cleaned up. So I'm going to put them, I brought them out, I'm going to put them in the camera crew Ziploc bag. I try to be organized so I can put my hands on things when I find them. These guys, even though they're rubbery, I might put them inside of buildings where they're just their silhouette shows, Waste not, want not.
Right, yeah.
All right, so these guys right here have already been set and they're ready to go behind the camera. And I made sure that they had light colored shirts, so with a decal I made, I could show that they were ESPN guys. Note that this guy no longer has headphones. He does. I make changes like that to almost every character that I got out there because I don't want two of them to be alike.
That makes sense. You know, get some variety.
Yeah.
That's more true to life, of course.
Well, more than that, what happens is, if you can focus on this area right here, we have characters that do the same thing. So I don't want to repeat these characters. So I have been I do decapitate them.
Oh.
And I switch one head for another. Please note that these two guys who are ready to fuel cars in the pits, they look a bit different, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
That's because they exchanged heads with other characters that I had. Now, it seems, my wife laughs at me when I sit there cutting guys' heads off, but the point is, I want them to be different. I don't want them all to look alike.
That makes sense.
So that's why you can go around the track and mostly see that everybody is different.
Right.
So today we're going to work on these two guys, but before we do, I need to show you how I have to clean guys up. The first thing you do is when you take a character like this gentleman. He's bald. That's unusual. He's got a fuel can. He's in the pits, and you can see flash. Ryan, can you see this flash that's all along the side?
Yeah, I can see that.
Even the store-bought figures have that flash.
Right.
It's important to get that off. What I'll do on this can right here is you'll see me carve. Now notice, like I explained before, my thumb is the fulcrum.
Yeah.
And I'm carving. You see that?
I see.
So that I don't. The last thing you want to do is this, like that.
Yeah.
And I use a file to get it finally cleaned up. But I need you I need the folks to see that this has to happen. Or when I paint the guy with the method I use, you are going to see those lines stand out like a sore thumb. I don't paint these characters like I paint everything else on the track. I've been preaching about painting everything flat black before. The characters are the only guys that I leave white. And after I wash them with detergent and carve off all this flash, which is painstaking. This is boring the heck out of you guys, I know, but that's how it is.
It's important to see, though.
Yeah. When I clean all that flash off and I've washed him in detergent and he's ready to go, I will pick up I had just done this, so I'm sort of prepared here this time. We're going to paint flesh color, and I like to use the lightest I can because I can change skin tones based on how much of this black wash I use. And we're going to get to this detailer black wash in a little bit. So I don't worry about how light or how dark the skin tone is. Now this guy is not complete. He's still got flash on him, but I'm going to continue demonstrating right on there. Is that okay with you? It's
yeah,
not
that's
perfect.
fine. That's fine.
All right, so once I slather him with flesh color, I got to let him dry. And I'm not worried about other, I'm not worried about it, being messy. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Now, I want to point out one more thing while you got that camera in close, Gus. This is a push mark. You see that, Ryan?
Yeah.
All models have that. That's what they use to push the model out of the mold. And that will be like a bullseye on his back if you don't remove it. So he's drying, I know, but I'm going to demonstrate how I remove it. Since, watch me cut myself and make a fool of myself. Because you guys are watching. See, it's gone. That's all it takes.
Just a couple of swipes through.
But if it's left there, you'll see it. In fact, maybe what we should do is do a wash with a guy that's not totally cleaned up, and you'll see the difference. Okay, so we're going to set him aside. Let's talk about the paints for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan, the last thing that I do is use this detailer on it.
Right.
It's a wash. You can go to www.thedetailer.net. It's better than mixing black acrylic with water or even my Flow Aid.
Yeah.
Because it has like a gel consistency to it. Now this is black. If I use gray, I can use it straight out of the bottle. You can get it in colors too, but black and gray and brown are the best for weathering. And I added a little bit of water in here to thin it out. Now this much right there will do all these characters.
Really?
Yeah, so after I get it painted, now this might not be dry enough, guys, so it might be a disaster, but I want to show you the difference it makes. This will end up highlighting the features on the character. You see his hands come to life, his face comes to life.
Yeah, I can see it starting to pop, you know.
Yeah, of course it's not completely dry yet, as you can tell, but that's the thing you get with this.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you another character here.
Take a look.
And see, it darkens the joints and it makes the face stand out. It's a good thing to do.
Makes the clothes look more realistic,
Makes the clothes look more realistic. You can see all the details.
Yeah,
they come out. It takes about an hour to dry.
Yeah.
Now it's turning red, guys, because this wasn't totally dry, but I'm in a hurry to show you.
Yeah, we just want to show you.
I hope you understand. I hope you get it. That is how I go about painting them. I wanted, Ryan, if you'd move over just a bit.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you that I like to set my characters up on a stick so I can hold them as I paint them. You saw me struggling with these guys, but with these guys it's a lot easier to maneuver. If I take a regular, what did we call these before? Skewering stick, skewers, and I cut it in half. Can you hold that, Ryan?
Sure.
And I cut this in half. I take the blunt end that I just dropped, and I sharpen it on a file, because now that has a blunt end. This has a sharp end. It's going to do the job, but I sharpen it. Just like that, I get a point on there.
Right.
And I use these foam, chunks of foam, to stand my characters up. I have pre-punched holes in there. And once I put some glue on here.
There you go.
Cute.
A little bit of hot glue.
Hopefully it works. Yeah,
There we go.
Okay, so I do like that. I get a glob on there. I'm just going to put it right here, Ryan.
Yep.
I take my character, I stick it on there, and I wait a few minutes. It's going to take me just a few minutes to get his imbalance there.
Nah.
And the amazing thing here, guys, is like I had said before in a different video,
Right.
when I go to take these apart, just a drop of alcohol is all it takes to separate these two.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a good tip as well. Makes it a lot easier to paint, especially if you're...
So I can twirl him around as I paint, and I got a place to put him when he's dry.
Yep.
Now to take this cameraman right here, for example, and he's all done, he's all painted, all highlighted. Now what I'll do is I'll take the pipette, and I didn't prepare for this. Where's my alcohol? There it is. We're gonna do straight alcohol.
There you
No
go.
fooling around. I usually use a pipette, and I can begin to work it loose. And once the alcohol gets between the plastic and the
glue there.
the glue, comes right off.
Right off. Look at that.
Comes right off.
Like it
Clean
was
as
never even
whistle.
there.
Yeah. So if you had something hard that you wanted to temporarily glue together.
Yeah.
So there's my character.
Finished product.
Let's go put him on the... Oh, one more thing. You see how his lens is shiny?
Yes.
I took clear nail polish and put a couple of drops on that. Because when these guys were all done, I shot them with dull coat.
Right.
And I finally have a bottle of dull coat to show you that isn't This is Tester's dull coat. And I spray all of my characters with Tester's dull coat. All these have been sprayed.
Yes. Take a look.
So they've been washed with detergent, painted with a wash.
Yeah.
The base has been detailed, and then we use the dark detailer wash on them.
Yes.
When that dries, I shoot them with dull coat. After dull coat, I take the stick off, and we get to put them on the track. Where are we going to put them, guys?
All right, let's find a spot for them.
Right here.
Here we go. Right here.
It says photo pass required. So this guy's got a photo pass.
There he is. He's a reporter. He's here today.
He's got a photo pass.
And there he is. There you go. There you go, guys. The newest addition to the track, live on camera. Right here. Isn't that special? So, I mean, you could really paint these things anywhere if you have the know-how. You told me earlier that you paint these while you're camping, which I thought was pretty cool.